This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Judge Lewis Lyman just crushed Blake Lively for repeatedly playing the victim.
We're going to slap that down. You obviously cannot do that.
This woman only knows how to deceive the public by crying like a crocodile. And the judge has finally had enough of her desperate antics.
Yeah, Blake Lively was the cruelest person I've ever worked with.
The courtroom was hushed as she saw her entire strategy fail, and you could really hear Blake Lively's career struggling for breath as Judge Lewis Lyman finally yelled at her.
Of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
The judge had had enough of her rushing to every media outlet that would listen for weeks, writing many articles portraying her as a defenseless little victim and leaking information like a sinking ship.
She filed a fake Me Too and got caught, okay? Caught. A fake Me Too and got caught.
You know you've lost the plot when a federal judge pulls you out in front of everyone because he is so tired of your antics. Blake likely assumed she was going to do another award-winning show as she sat there. But she didn't think she could. Pull out the tide. Poor me, I looked like this was some Gossip Girl conclusion. But it wasn't today.
Because I don't trust you, Blake. I do not trust you. You have lied too much. You have fudged truths. You are trying to hide so much information that you are like your character in a simple favor, and I can't unsee it.
The message was very obvious when the judge told both sides to cease arguing in the media. The judge just exposed Blake Lively in front of everyone after she was caught red-handed operating a full-fledged Hollywood smear campaign. Let's face it, Blake's crew wasn't the one bringing in stories for the New York Times, sobbing to tabloids or pulling PR stunts.
Breaking news, Justin Baldoni just got a big win, meaning Blake Lively got a big loss.
And she made the most desperate move imaginable, pleading with the judge to silence Baldwin's attorney, Brian Fredman, just when she felt things couldn't get any worse.
Where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
As you can see, Fredman kept dropping bombshells, revealing actual facts that refuted Blake's horrific heroine behavior.
I mean, is it not a little hypocritical? Is this a bad look of her if she's trying to tell the courts that we should stop talking about this in public?
Her great legal approach, of course, was to try to gag him. The judge flatly dismissed it. Can you imagine running a huge media circus, ruining someone's career, and then silencing the one person who exposed your lies?
Whatever. But if someone calls you that in real life, they're all, that woman is cruel. That is really like at least for me, that's the most impactful way that you can say a person's mean, you know? Because cruel is like you're enjoying this. There's something wrong with you. And that's exactly what these two people look like. And so it's just glorious to watch it all blow up in their face.
She was mortified as she saw her greatest nightmare come to pass, with her legal team and the PR machine she believed would manage the story collapsing in front of her.
That is the kindest way that a judge can say to you that your lawyers are stupid. It's like he's like being nice here. He's like, your lawyers are really stupid.
She believed she could write this like one of her films in which she portrays a strong, defenseless lady battling a powerful villain. But the court didn't buy it, and the more she attempted to change the plot, the worse it got.
Blake Lively is caught in old footage revealing that, yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors to get it.
Now let's discuss how dire things are going to get for her. Since defamation is a serious felony and not simply some ugly celebrity issue, Blake Lively may have just ruined her career. Blake is in serious legal danger because she did more than just disseminate rumors. She attempted to falsify proof, turn Hollywood against a man, and bury his entire life.
Real Me Too stuff, real serial predators that were attacking women who were aspiring actresses who were following their...
If Donnie prevails in his $400 million case, Blake will lose everything. We're talking about financial disaster and bankruptcy, instead of simply some spare change. In addition to damages, the defamation cases against the Lively Reynolds empire come with exorbitant legal expenses that make celebrity divorce settlements appear low, and Hollywood attorneys don't work for free. At this rate, Deadpool 3 should smash box office records since Ryan will need to pay her bills, and Blake is set to start making some big checks.
And then these two, in that environment, go up and they accuse Justin Baldoni of the same type of thing, which was a complete lie. How could anyone allow them to continue? in that community after doing that.
And let's not forget the actual nightmare jail time. Oh, Blake Lively in an orange jumpsuit. Defamation alone might not put you in jail, but do you know what will happen if she fabricates evidence, witnesses tamper with it, commits perjury? And given how shady her legal strategy has been, the likelihood that she will cross into criminal territory is very real.
None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
Her crew has been fabricating tales to feed the media and conveniently destroying evidence that contradicts her account of events. If they are caught, that is a clear crime.
She thinks this is okay and like proudly displaying us. We're women, so we can just lie and cheat and steal our way into control these big movies. I mean, how disturbing is this to you?
Additionally, Hollywood is going to blacklist her even if she manages to avoid going to jail, because Life Studios doesn't play with lawsuits, especially not one this messy. No executive in their right mind is going to spend millions of dollars on an actress whose name is now associated with Hollywood's biggest legal disaster. She believed she could escape this unharmed, but now she faces a career worse than a Netflix original flop.
He is, his agent is Ari Emanuel. He's a powerful Hollywood guy, and we all respond to Hollywood power. And there's a hypocrisy and a fraudulence there that the public is picking up on. And so that's really interesting. Now,
let us dissect it. No more expensive flicks, no more red carpets, no more leading parts. You believe Disney Marvel. Any major studio, including Warner Brothers, wants to support an actress who is going to lose a significant defamation action. Without a doubt, she won't go from playing the lead in popular films to pleading for parts in low-budget, unpopular independent films. Hollywood is a business, and no company wants to be linked to a case that never ends.
The judge chose to not impose the gag order on Justin Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman today, but did threaten to move up the trial if the media press war continues.
Not to mention the humiliation in public. Blake Lively believed she could dominate the media and establish herself as a formidable feminist warrior who could defeat a malevolent man. But now, her name is going to be linked to one of the worst backlash in Hollywood history.
When I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull.
She genuinely believed she could outmaneuver the system, think she could silence Baldoni, fake her way to victory, and keep her reputation intact. But the truth came out. The judge exposed her, the industry is turning against her, and the world is watching her fall apart in real time. This lawsuit will surface every time someone searches for Blake Lively in the future. It's not just some TBL scandal that goes away in a few weeks. This is a legal case that will be documented forever.
I decided to blame him, and boy, did she open up a hornet's nest and learn, be careful what you wish for, because now you've got the fight you asked for, and you're not winning it.
The objective was for Justin Baldoni to roll over and play dead, like all other Hollywood actors wrongfully accused, right? Blake Lively believed they could cancel him, as did her small PR army. They wanted him to stop talking and accept the consequences while they carried out their smear campaign as if it were just another Tuesday. But he refused to do so and fought back fiercely. They wanted to blacklist him and remove him from Hollywood.
Justin does a better job, in my opinion, of providing receipts and showing full context.
Rather than playing the victim, Baldoni did something unexpected and sued everyone. He didn't merely submit a feeble, desperate countersuit. Instead, he launched a $400 million lawsuit against Lively Reynolds and their whole dishonest public relations campaign, which he exposed. Every falsehood, backstabbing, and Hollywood favor was used against him, and all of a sudden, the story began to change. Blake was now the bully rather than the victim.
On top of them when they wake up, like, these are serial monsters. This happened in Hollywood, okay? Like, this really happened.
And this is what truly rocked Hollywood. He took on the power players. You see, Blake and Ryan weren't just battling Baldoni. They were burying him using their connections with big agencies and A-list executives in Hollywood.
They did a fake one of these on Justin Baldoni. These two should never be accepted in any circle ever again here if that place had even 1% principles or ethics or any other thing.
Pull strings behind the scenes, make a few phone calls, and suddenly careers disappear. It nearly worked, ARA. One of the most influential agents in the business, Emmanuel, abruptly fired Baldoni. Blake and Ryan advised him to consider the reality that the man's career was taken away from him not because of facts or evidence, but rather because Hollywood's golden pair wanted him gone.
He really sees us all the way through and makes sure we get to discovery and proves how disgusting some of these high-level celebrities can be.
However, this is where it went horribly wrong. Baldoni exposed the entire system, and now Hollywood executives are in a panic because this lawsuit isn't just about one actress and one actor. It's about how this industry operates and how Hollywood power couples can ruin careers with a phone call. People are shocked at how far Lively went now that it's public knowledge.
How can you try to say you're playing this in the press when the entire reason we got here was because you tried to play this in the press? Like, you went to the New York Times to try to take him down and to set a public narrative.
They attempted to destroy more than just his career. Lively took it personally, targeting not only actor Baldwini, but also his husband, father, and human being. False allegations were spread to paint him as a monster, and his wife and family hounded him, dragging his name through the mud. Lively's team manufactured leaks, gave the media false information, and ensured that he was portrayed as guilty in every article.
We just went through Justin's 179-page lawsuit, and I am shook.
However, he never once gave up when Lively was running around pretending to be the victim. Instead, he kept his ground and declared, "No, I won't be your puppet." As a result, Hollywood is now subtly turning against Lively since he exposed the game, and nobody anticipated that he would fight back this fiercely.
Blake's Lively's complaint of harassment. He called me sexy. I felt so uncomfortable. Why would you do that? Well, here's one point where she's calling him a ball buster. I'm just a ball buster.
And let's discuss how far Blake Lively was prepared to go in order to destroy him, since she began fabricating things when the truth wasn't enough to accomplish it.
Oh, this gets overused now, but she did FAFO. Like, she thought she could blame all of her negative press on him. He's a weakling. She's Blake Lively with Ryan Reynolds, her dragon.
She leaked a phony secret text. When the entire texts were made public, it totally blew up in her face because the actual conversation didn't match her version of events at all. Suddenly, people began to wonder if Lively had the truth on her side and why she had to manipulate the evidence. Lively's PR team carefully selected messages, removing context-twisting words and purposefully releasing parts that made Baldoni look bad.
Lawyers are stupid. It's like he's like being nice here. He's like, your lawyers are really stupid.
Even the outset footage she says supports her argument isn't real. Baldwin's attorneys have challenged her to provide the entire unedited footage from the set, but she knows it goes against her account, so she won't. She is aware that she lied if the actual tape is released.
And they were high. They were totally high on their own supply of power. They were enjoying it. They were enjoying humiliating Justin Baldoni. Like I said, they got so close.
And let's discuss how she misled the media, because this was a full-fledged, well-planned attack rather than a simple PR fumble. Leslie Sloan, Lively's PR guru, was discovered giving journalists misleading information and pressuring outlets to conceal information that supported Baldwini.
They're bad people. They're like, good. Let's watch them get destroyed because I'm mad about my situation, and this makes me feel really good that at least these motherfuckers are having it get stuck to them as well.
Hollywood watched in disbelief as Lively's lives collapsed in real time, as Baldoni stepped up when he was meant to remain silent and revealed the corruption that no one was allowed to discuss. Blake Lively understands her entire case is unraveling, more quickly than one of Ryan Reynolds' last-minute maneuvers. And I mean desperate in a way that would make even the most disheveled reality TV personalities appear respectable. She's scurrying and clinging to scraps after Deadpool rewrites, history, twisting stories, and spinning PR more frantically than a politician embroiled in a scandal.
You fucking accused a guy of sexual harassment and it was a lie. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, people need to not forget about that, dude. That at the end of the day, she filed a fake Me Too and got caught.
She wanted everyone to think that Justin Baldwini was the issue and that he was this eerie director who deviated from the script to unnerve her. But when the actual set reports surfaced, her whole narrative fell apart like a cheesy film. It turns out that Blake was the issue, not Baldoni.
It's part of being in the public eye. She's just used to being Hollywood's golden girl, and she had such thin skin that after having a couple negative things happen to her for a month, she had to blame him. She decided to blame him.
Because, you guessed it, she was the source of the initial pandemonium. The same woman who was crying about feeling uneasy was also the one who was asking that the movie be reorganized to give her more power, making last-minute screenplay changes, and having tantrums over the costumes. The same person who accused Baldoni of being overly combative with scenes was also the one who insisted on frequent rewrites, demanding modifications that no one agreed with, and causing production delays. With her absurd demands,
He is accused of having turned the whole cast of It Ends With Us against Justin.
her credibility is officially dead, like buried 6 feet under the funeral that took place last week, because once you are exposed for creating false evidence, twisting facts, and outright manipulating an entire industry, you don't recover. In public, she played the victim. But behind closed doors, she was the one who disrupted production, changed the rules, and made everyone miserable. When that didn't get her what she wanted, she started making up a sob story.
The entire reason we got here was because you tried to play this in the press. Like, you went to the New York Times to try to take him down and to set a public narrative. And now that it's backfiring, you want...
Because that's what happens when you are discovered fabricating evidence in a high-profile case. She could stand in front of a room full of people and claim the sky is, and half of them would still look outside to be sure. Who would ever believe? A word she says again? Hollywood is watching and has finished covering for her, and no one wants to be affiliated with you anymore because you have become a burden. Studios and public relations firms were quick to jump on the Blake train when they believed this would be a clear-cut case, but now it's a different story. At first, the industry supported her because that's how Hollywood operates. They protect their own, especially when the accused is a woman, and the accused man is someone they can easily throw under the bus.